Hey guys, this is Nathan with LS3. Today we're going to be touching on the Sonos app and doing kind of a deep dive into the various features within that. Let's get started. So if you open up the Sonos app here, you will click on it, and upon the initial boot up of the Sonos app, it should look something like this, where we've got speaker or component, headphones, or join existing system. So basically, if it's not the, if we haven't come in and set it up for you guys and there's not already an existing system, or if you're aware that there's already been a system set up, you'll just want to click that, join existing system. You want to make sure you're on the same Wi-Fi, obviously, just to make sure that it can see the Sonos products that are on your network. But for this example, for the initial account creation, let's just click speaker or component. This should kind of pull up a license agreement page. We're going to accept this, hit continue, and then right here. So if you've already got an existing Sonos account, you can click sign in, and that's where you would do that. So you're going to basically hit create account, and then it will send an email off to that email. You're going to open that email up, click verify. As soon as you verify the email, it'll automatically take you to the next page where you can start setting up your Sonos products. So for the sake of this video, I'm actually going to back out and reset the app. So joining existing system means the account has already been set up, the products have already been established, and you're just wanting to connect with your phone. So I'm going to click join existing system. Okay, it automatically found our Sonos products on the LS3 network. Hit done. And then, yeah, it's going to give me a brief tutorial on what the various features are. Feel free to look through those and watch those in case you're unfamiliar with the app. But my hope is to kind of give you some tips and tricks here on kind of how the app works. So once we're in, we should be able to see this page here. You'll already be signed in, so ignore where it says sign in to the system owner at the top there. We may need to do that to kind of fully show you how to set up your services and stuff. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But this is essentially the dashboard here. So if you look down at the bottom, it will show you the current room that you have selected. So for right now, we are under the control room. If we swipe up, you should see all of the various Sonos products that are on the network. So this would be like, living room, dining room, patio. If you had multiple Sonos products throughout your house, you would see them all right here. So let's click on Mason's office and see if we can bug him. So if you select Mason's office, or in this case, it would be like your living room, you should see the Your Services buttons here. So for an example, we have Pandora, Apple Music, and Sonos Radio. You don't have to be signed in order to play music from an already established service. So in this case, I'm just going to click on Pandora. I can click on My Stations, and then just, we'll shuffle all of them. Might as well. So this will start playing music in that room. And you can see here, it started playing a song down at the bottom. So if I wanted to pull that up full screen, you just tap anywhere down there on the bottom banner that doesn't look like it has a button associated with it. So like I just touched the name of the song there, and it pulls up full screen. You can see for Pandora, I have the ability to thumbs up, thumbs down this song right here. If I wanted to hit next, I can click the next button there. It'll skip songs. However, what I'm going to do now is show you how to group these various devices. So this is one of the biggest selling factors on Sonos, is the ability to group and share music and for it all to be in sync throughout your whole house. If you're entertaining, it's the kind of like the quintessential entertainment platform for music and streaming. So if I go to where it says Mason's office, I click that button there. You can see this is the group menu. So from here, I could check the box next to these various Sonos products. I'm going to go ahead and click let's do these 3 here. And I'm going to click apply. It will start playing those songs, or this song, in all 3 of those rooms. And if we click now, we can see that all 3 of those are checked. We have individual volume controls right here as well. So I can actually control it from right here if I wanted to. But just note, any changes I make within this menu here, the group menu, I have to hit apply when I'm done for them to actually take effect. However, from this page, if I tap where the volume control is, you'll notice that it'll pull up all of my grouped volume controls. So I can individually turn up like the inventory room or the East Kitchen here. And then you notice at the bottom that slider moves as well. So this would be like if I wanted to get a good mix or EQ for my living room, and then walking out onto the patio, if we have a bunch of company over, I want it to be seamless as far as the volume. So, you know, the patio would probably naturally need to be a little bit louder, it being outdoors, for it to sound the same. But I don't necessarily want to, you know, when I turn up the volume slider, I don't want it to blow the people out of the water inside the living room, inside the house. So you kind of get a good mix here, you know, but from room to room. And then once you get that locked in, you can move the bottom slider there at the bottom, or this screen here. When it's this screen, this slider is that bottom slider. Yeah. So you can see they all move up and down together, maintaining that kind of mix that we got going initially. So pretty cool feature, and Sonos is really neat about it does a buffer, and it kind of handles all of the audio, and then it syncs everything up and spits it all out of every speaker all at the same time. So you don't get any kind of weird Doppler effect, or, you know, one room being ahead of the other one. It kind of handles all of that and makes sure that all the audio is synced up throughout the whole house. So really cool product. The fact that it does that for you and just makes entertaining that much easier. The other thing that you might want to do would be, so say I want to wake up in the morning in the master bedroom speakers, or say the bathroom, I want to play my favorite radio station or my favorite playlist, right? And this is one where it may make us sign in to do. But right here, you can click on the gear, and then it takes you to this page here. Let's select one of our players. For this instance, let's just do the control room. Yeah, so it wants us to sign in. So 1 second, we'll make a quick cut. I'm gonna get signed in here. Okay, so now that we're signed in, let's look at that feature I was about to show you guys. So let's click into control room, and then if we scroll down, we should see some options. We've got line in here. So that just means that there is something plugged into the line in audio jacks in the back of the unit. So in this case, it looks like we named it Pro Tools. That's something that Alan is using. Let's actually look into a different one that we have like a TV hooked into. Let's look at the sales boardroom, for example. If we scroll down on this one, you'll notice that we have a home theater section, and then we've got TV, and then right here, TV autoplay. So if this feature is on, the Sonos will detect that we've turned the TV on, and it will assume that we want to listen to that audio. So no matter if I was listening to music the night before or whatever through that same Sonos device, it will detect that we've turned on the TV and assume that that's what we want to do. So if that's, most of the time that's what you want, so I would recommend leaving that on. There are a few exceptions to that rule. For instance, if, myself, if I have come into your house and I've got a URC remote set up for you guys, a lot of times I'll turn that feature off because I'm automating it through this system. So actually enabling that can throw some wrenches in those gears a little bit. So it's not always recommended. You're always welcome to ask us if it's a feature that you should enable. A lot of times it's not an issue. But enabling that is a really cool way of just kind of making sure that it's synced up and it's kind of hands off. I can essentially turn on my Apple TV, it kicks on, it detects that it wants it on, and I don't have to open an app. That's kind of what you would want to enable this for to avoid. I don't want to have to come in here to the Sonos app and select my TV audio. I just want it to switch automatically. So that's why that feature's there. Now, another thing we can do is inside of, right here on the main menu, you can notice up beside your services, I'm going to click Manage. Again, top right corner of your services, this is where that Manage button is, right there. So if you go under here, this is where you can like edit these services that are already in here. If you wanted to add a new one, we can click it here. You can also just click the plus sign on this page to add a new music service. There's so many here to choose from. If you're looking for a specific one, you can actually search down here at the bottom. So say we wanted to do like Prime Music. From here you could hit Add to Sonos, and it will literally walk you through syncing that service up. And it's as easy as that. Just kind of follow the prompts on the screen to get it synced up to your various services that you subscribe to. If you don't use Apple Music but you use Spotify, Spotify's in there. XM Radio, there's all kinds of different services that you can attach. And then the only other thing that we wanted to touch base on was the alarms feature. So that they have now moved that to, and that sometimes they'll move these around on us, but I always have to find them. But under the gear, if you scroll down below all of your products, you'll notice that there is an alarms button. So if I click on alarms, you can see here that we've already got some set up where at 7 in the morning or 7:30, we wanted to play that radio station Monday through Friday, and you can have it play on specific players. It's a really cool feature, like if, say, in the morning I wanted to wake up in the master bedroom and listen to my playlist. I mentioned this earlier, didn't touch on it, so we'll loop it back around. But basically, this alarm feature is how you can do that. You can have it play that playlist at a specific time. It's really useful for businesses. If you have some Sonos speakers playing music in your business and you want it to be hands-off, you don't want to have your employees click on anything every morning, you could simply just have them, have the alarm set up to play that specific playlist at that time, and then you can set it up to repeat never, or like have it just never shut off, or you can have it stop at a specific time of day. So really cool feature using the alarms. The naming convention of that is not as intuitive in the business side of things, but just know that just means scheduled playlists. You can schedule those to go off and reset each and every day on a schedule. So another cool feature that you may want to know about is, earlier we were selecting a Pandora station, but say I really like this Morgan Wallen radio as an example. If I click on this little arrow here, on the preview before we hit play, you see the 3 little ellipses here. If I click on that, if you hit Save to Sonos Favorites, it will put a little heart next to it. And now when we go back out to the main menu here, you've got your normal like Discover, Trending Now, Sonos Presents, but then boom, there's our Morgan Wallen radio under Sonos Favorites. Another cool feature to our URC remotes is the integration with Sonos. There's a little star icon that is favorites. Those correspond with these Sonos Favorites here. So if you have one of our URC remotes, those Sonos Favorites will actually appear under the Sonos module inside of that remote system. So pretty cool feature, and that's a quick and easy way of how to manipulate what you can see in that menu on that screen as well. So, but yeah, again, feel free to click through, on the timeline, rewatch any of this that you need help with. And if there's anything else that maybe I didn't touch on that you are struggling with, or have found to be cumbersome, or don't know exactly how to navigate it properly, feel free to leave that comment in the comment section. We'd be happy to kind of circle back and do a more advanced or in-depth tutorial on the Sonos stuff. These apps, kind of the nature of them is they're kind of always changing. There might be a few features that are maybe in a little bit different spot than whenever I shot this video initially, but usually for the most part those features are there. They're just maybe in a little bit different location. So feel free to call us if you have any questions. But again, my name's Nathan. Hope you've enjoyed. Have a nice day.